This woman, her name is Mary. She's pregnant for the second time, and she had a child before with her husband. She was pregnant and she was excited because she was expecting a baby girl because she had a son in the first pregnancy. So this was an exciting news for her and her family, her husband especially. And so the process, the antenatal, the hospital, off and on started. She kept to the hospital routine, which is taking her drugs, going for checkups, and the whole antenatal stuff for pregnant women. She also did several scans to ascertain to make sure that her baby was okay. Everything was moving fine for her. Her name is Mary, remember? So Mary was keeping up with the whole checkup until now. About the hospital she registered. She registered in two hospitals. One is close by and the other one is in far distance. Now the one in the far distance is more organized, it's a well put together hospital that have everything. Now the one close to her house, which is probably for emergency, yes, these things happen because you may never know when labor will start or how it will be. Now this one close to her house is a smaller hospital. It's not that small, but it's small of course. And yeah, they don't. It's not like the one in the distance, the one which is that far. The town, or let me say town, because in her area it's not so big. So yes, she was. Whenever she's free, she goes to the one in the town for more checkup, for scanning to ascertain they have all the equipment to check her baby to make sure they're okay. Why the one close by is just okay. When she cannot go that far, she decides to just go the one close by. Okay, so yes, on the day of delivery, she knows the date of her delivery. She have that DOD, she have everything. So she set out on this day to go deliver her baby. The labor started well, so she went to the nearby hospital first to just check how she's dilating, the CMs and all. And they checked her and said that, well, the baby's still far away, that it's not even close, it's not coming yet. That's okay. She said the labor suddenly stopped, so she tried to go back home. So when she went back home, after a few hours, the labor started again. Now it was more intense than the first one. So her husband rushed her back to this nearby hospital, okay, which they reached as an alternative. So right there in the hospital, the nurses on duty, they checked her and they keep checking her. She was excruciating, pregnant women in labor, you will be able to attest to labor pain, what it feels like. So she was going through that series of pain and all. They did not induce her. Although she said that she told them not to induce her at some point because she felt okay, her baby was almost there. So she just wanted to have a full natural birth without any complication or anything. And then they did not even have the medicine, whatever it is. They don't have hot drip. They don't have the what to use to induce her, but they have other method that they can use, which she said no, she doesn't want the method. She would rather just wait until her baby comes. So it took time for several hours. She labored, and then finally the baby came. She gave birth to her baby girl. Good news. She's happy. Finally, after the whole pain and all the hours of prolonged labor, her baby comes forth. Now, when the baby came out, the baby did not cry. You know what it feels like when a woman gives birth and the baby doesn't cry. So when this baby did not cry, the nurses, she said they didn't do anything. They just said, okay, just leave the baby. She's fine. She's fine. But she said, my baby is not crying. I just delivered the baby, but she's not crying. And they said, yeah, it happens. It happens to some women, but the baby's still fine. So after maybe cleaning up and dressing the baby, they left the baby and the mom and then went inside. So she was in pain. She was trying to get herself together to be able to carry her baby. So along the line, she noticed that the baby was making some certain noise. Like, the breathing was not normal. So she called the attention of the nurse who were not there. They've gone to sleep. This thing she delivered in the middle of the night. They've gone to sleep. She called them, please come. My baby's breathing. She's breathing somehow. She's not breathing normal. They said, leave that baby alone. She's fine, madam. She's fine. You took the worry. So She said, okay, okay. Maybe she was really worried. It probably is nothing to worry about, she thought. But her mind was not at rest. Without her pain, she just went over to where they kept her baby, carried her baby in her arm. She tried to breastfeed the baby, but the baby wasn't taking any breast. So she mixed up water. She had water. She mixed it up in her filling bottle, warm water, and tried to give the baby. The baby gulp. She said the baby drank up the water, meaning that the baby was hungry. But I think her nipple was too big for the baby's mouth, or something. So she tried breastfeeding again, but the baby was not taking. But she was happy that the baby was able to take all the water. So she started patting the baby for the baby to belch. But after some time, the baby belched, and she was also excited that my baby's fine, and that maybe there was nothing for me to worry about. But that kind of sound that she was making initially continues. She kept this up with this sound, like she was choking as if something was not normal. So that was when they came and said, Madam, you know that you had a prolonged labor, and it's why you were maybe during that time, that was when the baby was just trying to just come back fully, but still, your baby is fine, nothing's going to happen to your baby. They've assured her again, and she said, but I don't feel fine about this whole thing. I do not feel fine. So she held her baby in her arm, and she kept breathing like that as if she was choking or something was not just right. She with that pain, she stood and started trying to walk around, thinking of what to do. She called this nurse severally, but they didn't answer her. They've got locked up, they slept off. It was a woman who was also who gave birth beside in the same place. If you go to some hospital, you see some pregnant women sharing a room. So yeah, it was a woman there that was trying to assist her. Okay, let me help you hold the baby too. She went to knock on the nurse door where they were sleeping and said, come and check this baby. She's still making the same sound. It doesn't feel good. They said, the baby is fine. You people should just relax. What is your problem? The baby is fine. Some nurses, the audacity. Like a woman keep complaining and you just neglected her and the child. Not until this Mary took back the baby from the woman and said, okay, let me hold her and see if she could breastfeed again. As he was holding her, she realized that the baby wasn't moving anymore. So at that point, her mind flew, film. She started screaming, please come here. So the other woman went to hit on the door. It's like she was screaming and hitting. So the nurse is like, what is it, madam? What is it? Okay, give me the baby. She took the baby and said, your baby is fine. Your baby is fine. Well, that was when they started checking the baby and said, isn't the baby will need oxygen, madam? This baby may need oxygen. That was what they were telling her at that point. Unknown to the woman that the baby was already gone. But they wanted to, maybe they don't want to, maybe they don't want her to panic or something, because they fought her from them and they don't want it to seem like it's their fault for neglecting this woman and the baby. So they said the baby will need oxygen. So here is what happened next.